Hello. Greetings. And good evening. Greetings to you all, good evening. And welcome to this very auspicious gathering. Again, my name is Pat Breen, and I stand here before you all today, amazed at the privilege that I have been given to speak out. I feel very grateful at the moment because you've all showed up as a way of support, gratitude, and hope for the Epic Service Warriors and our success. I personally cannot believe the fact that it has been an entire year since I first joined Epic. And after 12 months, I now have a full-fledged ability for great independence. Now, that's not to say I'm through now that I have it. If I don't preserve the action, the independence in me will drain out. And I will probably never forgive myself. Maybe that's why I'm now one of the Epic leaders. So, congrats to myself. Okay, now here's my backstory. It's something personal, of course, but it deserves to be told. Like everyone else here at Epic, I either have a disability or a form of disability. In my case, it is Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism. Now, you might find this rather disbelieving, but prior to Epic, the fact that I had Asperger's put a devastating effect on me. From what I had heard, my learning qualities were not up to par. I half believed this, half didn't, but mostly stuck with disbelief. I went against the truth initially, but what was the use? With no cure, it was already all natural. I was also a bit of what you might consider a loner. I was always thinking, but wanted quiet space. I regret that now sometimes. And finally, I was so 96% inexperienced and independent living and working. Now, maybe it was because I was younger then, with a younger mind. But even if I was never too young to get involved in volunteer work, it still seemed so extremely impossible to me. What with the stakes being high, the pressure getting on, and the road being a long one. Then I entered high school, where, like everybody else, I started developing a serious open mind on a lot of things, including the issues arising on the planet, environmental-wise. Then, in 11th grade, I met Miss Kenyon, whose teaching was unlike how I had been educated before in high school. Her system was that of independent living, which made a huge impact on us in just a matter of time. She was also associated with the 60 hours of community service policy, so I told her about my desire to start recognizing others for putting in such a huge effort and being passionate about something. So, when the transition fair came around near spring, Miss Kenyon found a group by the name of Epic Service Warriors. She met with them right away and told them about me and my hopes of becoming involved in the community service. They arranged for me to meet them at the fair on Thursday, March 8th, 2012. And Jeff, who was at the booth, took an instant interest in me. And after doing an interview with me, he offered me the opportunity to join Epic. When that happened, I really couldn't refuse, honestly. In fact, I should say I even leapt at the chance. I considered it an opportunity to preserve being a self-advocate, which I was just beginning to become, and therefore speak out and help out more in the community. And of course, the top reason was to be a more honorable example to myself, my peers, my parents, and supporters than ever before. So therefore, I joined. And throughout the following months, I drew closer and closer to my fellow warriors in a mutual way, as we all had the same ambition, which was to take community action by storm. You know, being in this group for me, personally, was worth it. Because, for everybody else too, actually, we got to travel around like a band going on world tour. We went in depth of the many programs and projects that I never even knew existed. Tens to dozens to like 40 of them, I don't know. And seeing the huge amount of difference that we made to hundreds of people amazed me to extremes. Plus, Jeff, Dan, and Ryan were very loyal and supportive beyond anything I've ever seen. I've also had a lot of support in my life, in addition to Epic. From my parents, my relatives, my teachers, and my therapist, Greg Curtis. And of course, another great supporter, whom I shouldn't ever leave out, not even in like my remaining years or weeks in school, is my older sister, Natalie. She's epic in her own way, but she showed me a lot of things. Among them was that I should keep an open mind, open eyes, and an open spirit. Sounds like something Rachel Ray would say. And I personally don't know about my sister, but I think she in turn took that from her. Still, here's to you, Nat, when I say it. Your support is still standing strong. And I want to apologize, by the way, if I got ahead of myself on the subject of Rachel Ray. So, if there's one thing that I've learned while I was in Epic, it's one that has stuck to me since the beginning. You should never be scared at all to speak up for yourself or for what you believe in. With your voice, you can make change happen within no time at all, maybe in an instant with words. That tip has made Epic one of the most loyal and fervent groups I've ever partaken in. But the way I see it, there's like a tier of groups I've been in, and Epic is at the top. Together, we are the tastemakers of what the effect will be in a service project, no matter what the project, no matter where the location, no matter where the individual. Usually, there has to be an importance of some sort with individual members of a certain group. In this case, Epic is important to me because it offers so many opportunities for helping out more and becoming more self-sufficient, and then some. Despite the cruelty and crime in some parts of our community, there is hope, and hope equals opportunity, which in turn equals every person who believes that they can do it for the best. In Epic, opportunity expands with each and every single one of us. Another important thing is when we do food-related projects, because it increases my ability to become more self-sufficient in the kitchen, while at the same time helping others. Now, people often wonder how there can be joy in a place where poverty is a constant companion, and where hunger and disease prevail. Yet, that's where we, Epic, come in. As I found out, making a difference doesn't have to be just a dream. I quote Walt Disney. In his words, if you can dream it, you can do it. The final important thing about Epic to lay out is that it gets you out and going. It expands your inner ability for the best. And despite the fact that it may be difficult at sometimes, you've just got to take a chance. Who knows, it may be the chance of a lifetime as it changes your life, perhaps. Finally, for the new service warriors, I would like to congratulate you personally for deciding to join us as our new family members. You have chosen wisely, and we value your discerning taste and decided to make big, really big, I'm talking monumental changes. You have reached the peak in your lives where, depending if you're in 11th grade or 12th grade, on the verge of graduation, or in college, you will be getting a taste of the real world through community service. There is greatness in the amount of new warriors in our group. we can make a huge difference in our great city of Boston. All you need is your ability. And who knows, in a year or so, you could, as it happened with Lloyd and I, become a service leader yourself. After all, according to John C. Maxwell, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. But now, this is the time for each one of you, individually, to use your ability and take action from this point forward. Make it happen. Make it shine. Make it epic!